the Tirupati Temple Stampede, the Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has met with the Stampede victims' families. CM reaches Tirupati Hospital to be meeting with the victims who are injured. Nearly 40 of them were injured in the Stampede. 6 of them lost their lives. Pawan Kalyan, we hear, is en route to the Tirupati Temple right now. Pawan Kalyan is all set to visit the Stampede site, while the Chief Minister has gone to the Tirupati Temple to meet with the families of those who were injured. He's also meeting with those injured. 40 of them who were injured, we hear, currently receiving treatment at the Tirupati Temple. Apurva joining us on the phone line for more on that. Apurva, you're tracking the story. Give us a little more on the backlash the Andhra Pradesh government has received from opposition parties like the Congress, asking the ruling party to focus on governance first. What were the lapses that have been highlighted?
Well, Nabila, in fact, what we do know is that, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu, he just landed in Tirupati a short while back. He's also gone and inspected the site where the accident had taken place. In fact, he'd come down strongly on the officials there. He demanded questions regarding where the ambulances were at the time of the accident, who were the officials who had approved, the arrangements to be made, and why there wasn't enough, necessary arrangements made. In fact, what we are getting to know is that over 4,500 devotees had been rushed, had gathered there, and arrangement only had been made for over 2,000 devotees. And in fact, these are some of the glaring lapses that we are seeing that are coming out. In fact, the Chief Minister has also visited the families of, he's met with the families of the deceased there. He's also gone ahead and spoken with the people who have been injured as well. What we are getting to know now is that he is also going to be holding a review meeting just shortly with the officials, that district officials, asked them for the report that he had demanded yesterday. Remember, late last night, the Chief Minister had a teleconferencing with all the officials from the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam board or even the district officials as well, and he had demanded for a concise report to be brought to him to assess as to where and how this tragedy had happened. And that's what we're also going to see, that Chief Minister who's going to be a taskmaster out here, and he's going to be taking ahead and seeing what had gone wrong. On one side, yes, we're seeing that the Chief Minister and the government being proactive. On the other side, questions are raising, be it from the Congress, be it from the YSRCP. Questions are raising as to say who is at fault here and who's to be blamed, most importantly. Because remember, this is a 10-day celebration that is, celebrated here in Tirumala every January, and there are proper arrangements that are being made. Despite arrangements that were made by the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam this year as well, where had it gone wrong? Like, who were the officials who had opened the door? In fact, what we are learning is that one lady had been uneasy and she required medical assistance, for which at this spot where the stampede had happened, the gates had been opened to let her out for her to receive medical assistance.
Right.
But unfortunately, the crowds had clamored over her and the stampede had happened. That's what we're learning. So it's all, going to be back to the point as to who's going to be held accountable. 6 lives have been lost so far.
Well,
and over
multiple lapses there. Apurva gives us those details. Glaring lapses in the Tirupati Stampede case. Chaos that unfolded near the area where the TTD had set up counters to distribute tokens for the annual Vaikunta Dwara Darshanam. In fact, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has grilled TTD officials over the lapses which led to the stampede. He's asked the authorities why 4,500 devotees were let in, while the capacity was only to hold 2,000 of them at once. Now, during the time of chaos, there was no ambulance at the stampede site as well. It took nearly 20 minutes for the ambulance to arrive. According to protocols, it's necessary for the ambulance to be on standby. That was missing. The cops' police presence wasn't adequate, knowing very well that there was a special puja to begin in a day, that there could be rush. They should have anticipated it and deployed more police personnel. That was missing. There was no crowd control measures at the ticket site. Safety norms were clearly violated. As we see, the Chief Minister, who's now come to he's visited the temple hospital, the Tirupati Temple Hospital, where the devotees are receiving treatment, and also Pawan Kalyan is all set to visit the site of Stampede, where the incident happened shortly now.
నాకు కలిగిందని చెప్పాలి. ఎందుకు జరిగింది? యూ హావ్ టు ఆన్సర్. నో ఎక్స్క్యూజెస్. 5 o'clock తీసుకోమని చెప్పాం. నేను అడిగింది ఏమంటుంటే క్లియర్ అన్ని టికెట్ టోకన్స్ ఇచ్చాను. ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు ఇవ్వలేదు? యూ హావ్ టు ఆన్సర్ దాట్. 2000 మాట్లాడతారనుకున్నారు, 2500 ఎన్కరేజ్ చేశారు. వాట్ ఈస్ ది ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ యూ హావ్ గివెన్ ఫర్ ది అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్? నువ్వు డిప్యూట్ చేసినప్పుడు
లోకల్ కంజెషన్ లేదు సార్. వాళ్ళు పీస్ఫుల్ గా కూర్చునే ఉన్నారు. బట్ వదిలేటప్పుడు మాత్రమే అది కంట్రోల్డ్ గా వదలకపోవడమే అయిపోయింది సార్. ఇక్కడ లోకల్ కంజెషన్
ఒకసారి ఇక్కడ ఇదే న్యూ ప్లేస్ కదా, బీ క్లియర్. న్యూ ప్లేస్ తీసుకొచ్చి పెట్టినప్పుడు యూ మస్ట్ హ్యావ్ డూస్ అండ్ డూ నాట్స్. మరి ఎక్కడ అమలు చేశారు మీరు? ఎవడైతే ఒక ఆఫీసర్ ఇక్కడ పంపిస్తారో చెప్పి పంపించాలి కదా. అవన్నీ రిటర్న్ గా ఇచ్చారా? ఏమి ఇచ్చారు? కాపీ ఇవ్వండి నాకు.
மத்தியானம் 3 மணிக்கு வந்து ட்ரெயின் வந்தங்க. சாயங்காலம் 6 மணிக்கு அந்த தேவஸ்தானம் கீழே அடியில் இருக்குங்க, ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன் முன்னாடி. அங்கே வந்து எதுக்கட்டுறோம்னு சொல்லி போனாங்க. கூட்டிகிட்டு போனாங்க. போனது நானும் கட்டி பிடிச்சது போன வச்சு மெதிச்சு கூட்டிட்டு அந்த இதாகி போச்சு.
Whatever 8 counters, every counter is peaceful except one MJM school where there was Padmavati Park and there was stampede there because all of a sudden they've opened the park at 9 p.m. and all of them, because there were around 4,000 to 5,000 people inside, they have come at once. So due to which there was a stampede. Otherwise all counters were peaceful. They have left into the queue little early. So everything was peaceful except a few injuries and few deaths whatever happened in Ruya and Swims. But it is really unfortunate.
Elaborate arrangements have been made for this year Vaikunta Ekadasi by TTD and the district administration. Sufficient police personnel were deployed at all the counters. Unfortunately, at this particular location, Bairagi Pattada, there was some miscommunication as to the opening of the gate. In fact, the gate was initially opened to let one person go out because they were not feeling well, and it was opened and then closed. Then there was a commotion among the people that gates are being opened. So then they rushed towards the gate, and then again they had to open the gate. This is where the lapse has occurred. In right time, all the injured have been brought to the hospital and they have been treated.
All right, let me bring in Pramod Madhav, who's tracking that story for us on the ground. Pramod, we hear the Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has pulled up some of the TTD officials and really schooled them on the lapses that have been identified. The blame now on the TTD administration. Of course, the opposition pointing fingers at the Andhra government as well for not ensuring that these things are in place. It's a holy site that draws millions of people literally on a daily basis. So the government could have been better prepared too, would you say?
Absolutely, Nabila. This is not the time for blame game. It's about taking necessary decisions. And in fact, like as we speak, Pawan Kalyan, the Deputy Chief Minister, is also here. He's inside the hospital and he's meeting the patients currently. And before that, it was the Chief Minister, Chandrababu Naidu, who was also there. Yes, we see him asking questions about how come 4,500 devotees were allowed to come inside one particular area. Well, the number was only supposed to be 2,000. So it means that there have been definite lapses. The administration knew that only this place can only handle this much amount of people. But they went ahead and they allowed more people to come over. There are supposed to be do's and don'ts which were not followed, and there's supposed to be a kind of letter issuing like what should be done and not. That was not done, and as we speak, the doors are being opened as well over here. Anytime Pawan Kalyan, the Deputy Chief Minister, can leave the space. He also, we have been told that he will go and attend the meeting over there, Nabila, the executive officers meeting that is going to happen in the administrative building. The Chief Minister is already present at the spot. We did try speaking to Pawan Kalyan earlier, but he did not respond to us, and he was in a hurry. So it looks like he also went to the spot. After that, from there, he has come here directly, Nabila. This is the Deputy Chief Minister, and also we've got information that several questions are being asked against what has happened over there. In fact, we also got information that the YSRCP leader Roja has also heavily criticized Pawan Kalyan on this matter, connecting it to the Laddu issue, Nabila.